Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Team Call Night. Hey, you guys, I want to get something on my Instagram stories with a big.
Me too. You guys need to smile.
Yeah. All right, ready? We're recording. Everyone say hi.
Hello.
Let's get going with these ladies here for Team Call Night. Colleen's going to drop the goodness. Here we go. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much.
I'm loving Insta stories.
Oh my gosh. It's my jam. Oh my goodness. Well, because here's the thing. We used to do on Facebook what we get to do now on Insta stories and have it take up a heck of a lot less time. Like, it's so awesome. So anyways, we digress, but it is Wednesday, November 15th, smack dab in the middle of this beautiful month of gratitude in November. And I'm super psyched because next week we are not going to have a coach of the week or a team call in honor of being present with your family and friends during Thanksgiving. So I'm feeling really blessed that we are kind of like going into this hiatus with just like kick butt week that Colleen is providing for us this week. Her content has been so valuable on the team page. I'm super psyched for her to talk about what she's going to talk about tonight with us. And I'm just ready to like dive in and like go there. Hey ladies. Oh, sorry guys. You missed my Instagram stories wave. We just did like a little bit now. But I'm just bragging on Colleen right now. So quick reminder to the ladies that just hopped on, no coach of the week or team call next week, which makes me feel super grateful for having Colleen be the person that is kind of like rocking it for us and like allowing for us to kind of ride that momentum and for the next 2 weeks, right? Like it takes a special person. And, so actually, let me introduce Colleen a little bit more. Colleen is actually one of Lindsay's coaches. And listen, you guys, like, let's just call a spade a spade. Colleen was like, I kind of want to do the coach of the week, but I kind of think you all are crazy and there's no flipping way. And we basically just loved the heck out of her and just said like, oh my gosh, Colleen's growth as a human, right? Like not just as a coach, but as a human has been so palpable over the past X amount of weeks, months. I mean, because it's been since March that you joined, Colleen, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're both March Beachbody babies, by the way. March Beachbody baby. So, but I remember this summer and Colleen was like, I'm going to go live. Like, I'm going to do these things. And like, she just keeps having these moments of growth that is just so incredible. And just being able to even see it through Facebook posts, I can't even imagine how transformed her entire life is behind the scenes because I can feel it. I can see it on the other side of my iPhone or computer screen. And I just need to like say like, cheers to you, Colleen, because that's what this is all about. It's being that person that's literally walking it, sharing the transformation along the way and being vulnerable, sharing the moments of like, I don't think I want to do that. And also like saying like, no, I'm freaking owning this, right? Like, so you have just been to me, the epitome of transformation. And I'm super proud of you. And I'm going to turn it over to you tonight, girlfriend. So I'm muting myself and I will come on with prompts if you need me to. But I know that you had a really cool topic that you wanted to talk about tonight in terms of connecting, consistency with connecting, but like following up with everybody. And I'm excited to hear your take on it. So there you go.
Thank you. First, I just want to say, like, seriously, can we all give a huge freaking shout out to Jillian for being so flipping amazing and doing her journal and her podcast in the same week? I mean, seriously, it's amazing. Like, who does that? It's so great. So I'm wicked excited about that. I shared it kind of all over the place on social media today because I was like, all right, my friends totally need to see this. They need to hear this. What I wanted to talk about today was connecting with our existing customers, potential customers, our coaches that we already have on the team, just in general, connecting with everybody. You're welcome, Jillian. And while I was doing some of my research today, I came across something that I had actually learned about last year in one of my human services classes, which is really odd. It was a communications class, and it's the big 5 personality traits for successful people. And basically what it is, it's true grit. They call it true grit. And it's being conscientious, which is dependable, organized, reliable, ambitious, hardworking, persevering, agreeableness, being kind, cooperative, sympathetic, helpful, courteous, and warm. Neuroticism, which this one I thought was a little strange, but it does make sense. Nervous, moody, emotional, insecure, jealous, unstable, not calm, not steady, not relaxed, at ease, secure, contented, which could happen with a lot of our potential customers, believe it or not, get a little nutty or a little crazy, not wanting to jump in full force right away. So being open, curious, imaginative, creative, complex, refined, and sophisticated, and extroversion, which is not a trait of mine, believe it or not. I am a total introvert. I am so happy in my home, like everybody leave me alone. But I've come out of my shell so much over the last 6 months. It's amazing. Like you would never believe how able I am to just now go out and have a conversation with somebody like in the middle of Market Basket. It's crazy. But extroversion is talkative, sociable, passionate, assertive, bold, and dominant, not quiet, not shy, not inhibited, bashful, reserved, or submissive. I used to be the most submissive person in the world. Like if somebody asked me to do something, I would just do it for the sake of not wanting to upset them. And I've learned how to say no in a lot of ways. And that's, I think, in part due to my personal development that I've been reading and not wanting to allow myself to be kind of a doormat anymore. So when I ran into that, I saw it and I was like, you know what? I totally have to tell you guys about this because it's amazing. And it explains us so well and how we have to be able to deal with our customers on a regular basis. We can't be shy. We can't be bashful. We just have to just do it and be out there and just loving on everybody. So it's fantastic. I did about 3 hours ago get a message from Stephanie, and she has decided to cancel her Coach account, which kind of bummed me out a little bit. But I understand her reasonings why. I won't get into it because it's a whole lot of whatever. But I messaged Lindsay really quick and told her what was happening. And I was like, okay, I'm good. 6 months ago, I would have been in tears crying like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I just lost a coach. But now I'm like, okay, this is opening the door for me for new possibilities, for new people to come in. And I got right back on my messenger and started messaging people that I haven't spoken to in months. And I had kind of given up on them because I kept hearing no, 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 no. So instead of taking the no and just kind of running away from it, I decided to give it another shot. And some of the women that I spoke with this afternoon are now becoming more open to the possibilities of doing something because they realize that they're sort of sinking into the holiday stresses are just, they're getting to them. But that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about being consistent with your check-ins with people, even if it's somebody that you hadn't spoken to in months. If you check in with them and just be genuine, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? What's been happening the last couple of months? They might have something brand new to tell you that you had no idea what was going on, and it can get you somewhere that you didn't think you were going to be able to. I was excited about that. That was all I really had. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm just kidding. I told Jillian my kids are making me crazy tonight. So my brain's a little off. Showing up for ourselves every day, showing up for our customers. Obviously, that's like a big one, right? That's one of our 4 vital behaviors, being proof that the product works, making sure that we're putting out there what everybody needs to see, that, you know, we do show up for ourselves every single morning, and this is the reason why we're doing it. And if people are asking us questions, especially on our Facebook posts, like, I'm not really into the whole Instagram thing yet because I am having a hard time figuring it out. It's making me a little crazy. But I've had, over the last 2 days, I've had 7 people comment on one of my posts on Facebook. And when I followed up with them, it was a slew of conversation for half of the day. It was fantastic. So going back and looking at my Facebook post to see who's commenting, who's liking my posts, following up with them, just, you know, saying, hey, thanks, I really appreciate the support, has made a world of difference in the communication that I'm having with these people. And honest to God, like, I never thought it would work. I really didn't. So I'm really kind of excited about this. So that was my second point. And then my customers, my lovely, lovely customers. I adore them to pieces. And I have one particular customer who is a very sweet girl. I've known her for a long time, and she has kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit over the last few months. Not a little bit, a lot. She like went way off the wagon. I mean, she like stopped drinking her Shakeology, stopped working out. She was like sleeping in until 9 o'clock in the morning. She's totally depressed, wanting to like just, you know, curl up in a ball. So I've been talking to her off and on, trying to get her back on the wagon. And I talked to her today, and she's like, that's it. I'm ready. Let's do it. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. I'm so happy you just said that. And she's like, I've been wanting to reach out to you for a couple of days. And I'm like, well, why didn't you? I'm like, I'm a phone call away, girl. Just, you know, you have my number. Call me. And she said she was afraid to talk to me because she thought that I would be disappointed in her. That kind of broke my heart. And I was like, no, honey, I would never be disappointed in you. I'm like, you are doing what you think is best for you right now. If you're ready, I'm here. Let's just do it. It'll be great. And she was awesome. She was so excited about it. So she's going to finally come back into it and do the challenge group with me right after Thanksgiving. So I'm excited about that. I really think that was it that I had. My brain is so not working right now, but I really think that was it.
Colleen, this is all so good. And here's the thing, like, let's get to the running theme of it all. You talk to people.
Yeah.
You talked to people, all sorts of different people, whether they're people that you've served already, that you've not forgotten, they weren't just a number, whether they're new people that you could bring in because you believe in what you do so very much that you are willing to say, look at me, look at this, listen to me, and know that this could be for you. And like, you guys, we can't just, Lindsay actually posted this in the group from the National Wake Up Call. Like, we can't just rely on our Facebook posts to make this business work. We need to talk to people. Sometimes a lot of people. A lot. You guys, I did a post that had like 60 something comments on it the other day. And from that, I've sent out probably 6 or 7 links. From that, 3 people have done it so far, right? So like, wow. It takes a lot sometimes, even when people are feeling super motivated. So that's why it is so important that you are being true to you and showing up for what you know you are best meant to do. And that is make people feel seen, loved, and heard. Give them the tools that obviously will allow for them to feel supported and to go through their journey. But just show up as you, loving people, communicating with people, like not forgetting that there is a human on the other side of that monitor. Somebody with a heart, somebody with a story, somebody with a family, right? And you're talking to them, Colleen, and I think that that's the most important key.
I know I mentioned it in the Monday or Tuesday, I don't know, whichever day I was talking about personal development in my video on the team page, that my husband and I are doing a parenting group together on Monday nights. And it's a big part of our community through the Christian ministries here in town. And some of these people are women that I have never met before in my life. Although we do have our children go together to the after school program, and we do have community ties together. I just had never gone out of my way to introduce myself and get to know these people. So now that I'm actually starting to do that and go and have conversations with these people, I have people asking me, what have I been doing? What's going on? Like, you look amazing. I can't believe how much weight you've lost. You look so great. So now that I'm having those conversations with people, it's actually a little bit easier for me to do it face to face with people now than it is to do it over social media, because I think sometimes on social media I come across a little robotic, you know, with like the hey girl messages, you know. So being able to talk to somebody face to face and really show them like how excited I really am about the program and about the products, like, really makes a world of difference for me.
Well, and I feel like you starting to go live too is probably helping out that feeling of like, am I just posting this to post it? Am I posting like kind of like a, hey, look at me, what am I doing? Like, people can feel your message more with your live videos, I think.
I think so too.
You know, that's true for any coach, really. Like, it takes a while at the beginning to kind of find your voice in a way of like how to allow for it to come through with your posts. So if you can remember to like say like, okay, pretend I'm talking to this person for real, to pretend they're right here. What would I say to them? And type the way you talk. Super powerful. But all of those lessons, all of those steps along your journey are just continued learning opportunities.
Love it.
So awesome. Does anyone have any like questions or anything that you want clarification or like anything that you want to add? Lindsay, you always have something to add. What do you got?
Oh, nothing. I honestly, I have something to add. I don't have a question.
Yeah.
But again, just to kind of solidify what Colleen said, the whole idea behind, you know, what it is that we're doing is about, you know, loving people and showing them that we really truly do care. And how we do that is by talking to them and by kind of taking the pressure off of ourselves a little bit in regards to, you know, selling a challenge pack or getting someone into a challenge group or something like that, and just literally just talking to people and making them feel like they're loved, making them feel like, you know, we care about them and that there's someone else out there who believes in them and who really wants to see them do well in their life. And I think that, you know, to that point, you guys, it's so important for us to make sure that we are tracking. And I don't mean this like from a business sense, but I mean this from a sense of like, so that we are able to, again, really show people that we care about them by following up with them and, you know, really truly wondering how they're doing. When you talk to people, you know, months ago, and then you strike up a conversation with them again, it makes them feel good. I always say this, like, I remember back when I was a customer of Jillian's, like, she always made it a point to like send me a message every single month. And honestly, it just made me feel good about myself. Like, oh, she's really thinking about me, because she really was. And I think for me personally, like at one point I felt then comfortable enough to say like, hey, you know, what are you doing? I had already been in a million other challenge groups, but in regards to being a coach, I was like, okay, like this is what you do. Like, you know, you just love on people. Like, I can totally get down with that. and, you know, that made me trust her. And so think about that when you guys are talking to people, like, you know, people are going to be trusting you. And when you continuously follow up with them and show interest in what they're doing and really care about who, you know, who they are and what they're doing, whether they buy something from you or not, it's going to make them feel good. And they're going to trust you, and they're going to, you know, believe you when, you know, you post something about your workout or, you know, your lifestyle or whatever. And that makes a really, really big difference in your relationship with that person and in your business. So it's a win-win. So I love that. Communication is key.
So good. And
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I kept on you, because look at you now. Oh, I love you so much. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I literally dropped an earring and I'm looking down and there's no earring. There's no earring right here. And it just fell out of my ear. And I've been right here. Look at it. And like they're not tiny. I'm like, where the heck is it? So sorry about that.
It's probably in your shirt. Check in your
Yeah.
hoodie.
Well, that's what I thought, but I thought I heard it hit the ground. I don't know. So ridiculous. Anyways. But no, I think that you guys hear, like, it's what we always talk about, right? Like, we literally have the tools in our toolbox right now. And the only tool that really matters is this: the words that come out of our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
The words that type and flow through our fingers, right? Like, it's talking, it's communicating, it's being there, it's being present and having the conversations. And following up is huge, you guys. It's easy to send out mass invites. It's not easy to care to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
Ultimately, like, that's the truth of it. People are always like, I'm afraid of inviting. No, you're not. You're afraid of connecting. You're afraid of following up. You're afraid of actually having to have a conversation with people. It is easy to press copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste.
So easy.
It's so easy. So do it. And then care enough to follow up.
I do think too, more recently, I have been having a lot of issues with staying organized and managing my time effectively. And that is all me. It's my crazy face coming out. But the last 2 weeks, I've really made an effort to stick to a schedule that I have every single day. So like, this is the time that I'm doing my power hour. I wake up first thing in the morning. I'm getting my workout done. I'm getting up, getting my kids breakfast, getting ready, going off to work. And the second that I walk through the door when I get home, the first thing that I do is sit down at my computer and do what I need to do for business purposes. But because I have my messenger on my phone, I can often sneak off for a second when I'm with my clients during the day to answer messages. So if I have the ability to talk to people during the day, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I've been kind of working it in a little bit more during the day over the last few weeks, but that organization, I had to have it because it was getting to the point where I was like overwhelming myself with trying to fit too many things, like too many square pieces into a round hole. Like, it just wasn't happening. So now that I've figured out an actual schedule that works for me, a million times better.
Yeah.
Seriously, a million times better. And I am all about the organization now. I'm loving it.
Yeah. And that, if I can add, like, that is such a, for anyone else who's listening who struggles with that, like, that's such a trial and error thing, honestly. Like, you're going to try new things, new schedules, new whatever. And I know this personally because I just had a major big change in my life, and I'm about to have another big change. Like, through different seasons of your life, you're going to have to figure out different things. And it's total trial and error, because what works for one person might not work for you, you know? So yeah, just the fact that you're even just working on it, because I do believe in a schedule. I think that helps so much with like business development, is having a schedule, having set business hours, things like that. But you have to figure it out for yourself, because it's not going to be the same way that it is for me or for, for Jillian, for Hannah, for whoever. So it's trial and error, like all the time. That's honestly, I think what this whole business is trial and error, which is what's so really great about it, because we're just continuously learning and failing forward. And it's kind of cool that we can do that, like, and continue to build.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's amazing.
It is amazing. And I think that, like, just to kind of like round up all of that, it's not necessarily about being, like, having better time management skills. It's about being purposeful with your time.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people kind of like give themselves the, and you guys hear it all the time, like, I don't have time to work out. It's like, yeah, you do. You're just not purposeful with your time. Same thing with our business. Like, I don't know when I'm going to sneak it in. Figure it out. Be purposeful, right? If you've got 10 minutes here every day, bust out some invites like it's your job, because it is, right? If you've got an hour, sit down and plug away and get it done. Turn off the notifications. Do not go on Instagram stories unless you're working. I have had to tell myself that I am only allowed to actually watch Instagram stories for pleasure at nighttime when my work is done. Because that is like my crack right now, you guys. I love it so much. But, you know, it's just being purposeful with your time.
Yeah, and to add to that, I'm doing a training with Brigida right now, and she had she had a video a couple of days ago, and she was talking about the whole the busy thing, or not having time for something. And she said, if you want to get something done, find the busiest person that you know, and ask them for help, because when we are busy, we have to get it done. And so we are capable of doing all of the things that we have to do in a shorter period of time if we have to do it. And she talked about a lot of coaches who work the business part-time or like on the side from their full-time job, get it done like in an hour, in 2 hours a day. And then when they switch to being a full-time coach, they're doing the same things that they were doing in 2 hours, but it's now taking them 6 hours because they suddenly have all of this time. So yeah, it's all about being focused and about being purposeful and like having a plan so that you sit down and you know exactly what you need to do, and it can be the busiest day and you can get the most done. And that again is another thing that's so great about this business, is that we can do it in a short period of time, but it's the way that we do it. It's not, it's that having that purposeful, focused time. It's not the actual time.
Right.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So cool. That's one of my favorite quotes too. And like, you guys know, you feel it in yourself. Like, you know, like to Colleen's point, like you launched a podcast and you self-published a journal in a week, because I gave myself flipping deadlines and I was like, I'm getting this done, right? Like I was purposeful with getting those things done. And like, yeah, somebody probably could have asked me to like, I don't know, go walk on the moon, and I would have figured out how to get it done this week, because like that's just the mode, right? So like if you tap into that, it feels good, right? Yep. Honor yourself and go for it. So good. I love this. Very fruitful conversation tonight.
Can we just talk for a second about how long Lindsay's hair is getting?
I know. Do you like it?
Right? It's like amazing.
Check you out. Saucy pants.
Funny, I was just thinking about cutting it, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I wouldn't cut it.
Thanks.
I love it. All right, my dears, you're amazing. Colleen, thank you for this. This was perfect. It was such a great call. Thank you. Hey guys, have a very happy Thanksgiving next week. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
so exciting. Yeah, and if there's anything I can